Hello fam, my name is Kiahonfire and welcome back to a brand new video. Today we're going to be learning about MITRA. Now if you're interested in learning about other religions, I will also make sure to link them in the description below so you can see them. There is currently one on Yog and Set, but today we're going to be learning about everything to do with MITRA and the stuff you get from that religion. So let's get into it. So we're going to start with learning the religion. There's two ways you can learn it. You can either learn it when you're creating your character and you select the MITRA religion, or there's another way. You can come to this shrine right here, come up to the lady and talk to her, and she will give you the teachings of MITRA. And you click Learn Acolyte of MITRA. Here on the map right here, you see it, Mira's Hope. In the oasis in the desert, it's pretty easy to get to, there's not usually much around it, only snakes and stuff. But that is where you'll learn the teachings of MITRA, which will give you the Acolyte of MITRA, and that will give you the ability to build the first shrine, which you can build in your inventory for some rocks and wood and stuff like that. And you'll end up with something like this. And this can be upgraded 3 times, like all altars can be. You have tier 1, and tier 2, and tier 3. But we're going to start off with our tier 1 shrine, and there's a few things you can build in here. You can build your upgrade, the Mitrian Ankh, or Ambrosia. Now, Ambrosia is going to be your main focus within all of these tiers because this is going to give you zeals, and you need these zeals to be upgrading the sanctuary or to actually get your avatar in the first place. You'll want to build this Ankh, and then you got one thing to do with it. Equip it, you probably want a few. And pretty much what you're going to need to do is harvest people with this Ankh. Now this will give you lingering essence. I'm just going to show you because these guys are actually don't attack you back. You could just easily get rid of them actually. There we go, that was easy. And now you want to get your Ankh and you'll slap the person with it. And you should get 1 lingering essence each per person. So 1 for 1. Now the great thing about the tier 1 shrine is it gives a really nice healing thing called Ambrosia, and you can use this, it's pretty much on par with aloe potions that you can make, and it's pretty cheap providing it only needs 1 soul per Ambrosia, and this thing heals pretty nicely. There we go, we got ourselves hurt a bit, we're going to eat an Ambrosia, and our health goes up pretty nicely. Here it goes. It goes up pretty fast as well. It's decent stuff, and I really like using it either way. Sometimes I'll just make a tier 1 MITRA shrine just to have this stuff on the bar, because then you can stack it with like the aloe potions, aloe soup, whatever else. And it's just a little extra healing component. The only problem is it'll probably get pretty weighty after a while, but they don't actually weigh that much from the stacks that you will have, so you'll be alright that way, and it's a nice lightweight healing component. So once you've got enough of this lingering essence and you've built enough Ambrosia, you will end up with these manifestations of zeal, and you'll have about 30. You only need like 30 Ambrosia to make this amount of zeals, and you can upgrade your sanctuary. Your sanctuary will upgrade into the tier 2 version, and you'll get 3 new things. The Mitrian breeches and tunic, and the statue of refreshment again. I really like this statue of refreshment because you can just place it in a really dry part of the desert and it works like a well. And it's not that expensive either. 20 brick and 5 lingering essence. That is so cheap for a well. And then you compare that to the cost of an actual well and it's just like, well. That's certainly a nice upgrade component there. This statue of refreshment. I'll show you it actually. Let me take it out. I'll just place it. Ground's a little bit uneven over here, but there you go, you have your own well, you can drink, acts exactly like a well, and then you can get your Mitrian breeches, and basically what this does is it reduces the amount of corruption that your player takes, but again with all religious armor it's not really worth wearing unless you're trying to do something roleplay, because simply you're sacrificing so much armor in these zones where corruption is big and there's big angry creatures that you'd have a better time of just using a dancer to remove the corruption from your player. So I wouldn't personally use this unless you want to RP, so just bear that in mind. What I'd pretty much do is continue making the ambrosia until you get to upgrade your shrine into the next one. You're going to need 75 of that to make enough zeals to be able to upgrade, and then you should be able to move on to the next one. When you move on to the next one, it's going to give you 3 different things, including its weapon and feast. The feast you can make in the stove, and I'll show you in a minute what you need for that. But pretty much this is going to give you a statue of guidance, which is a big light, and it's going to give you the phoenix engraved sword. Now this sword's pretty decent. It's a short sword, and you can use it with a shield. And then you have this feast, and feasts are always great because they do your stamina and health up really nicely. They also fill your water and food. So let's go and go use this and show you it. I'd say the sword's pretty decent. I'm not really into short swords, but it certainly does the job. It does cripple. The light attack certainly does attack pretty fast. And I'd say it's a good mid-tier weapon to have if you really like the short sword. It's a pretty nice sword, 36 health damage, 8 armor pen, and an extra cripple. Durability isn't great, but again, you can just build it here, and it's actually pretty cheap in comparison to a lot of things. I'll just show you the statue of guidance as well. It's pretty nice light, gives decent light. I think it's pretty pretty. Purely decoration, you can turn it off and on. Now the Feast of Mitra is one that's probably one of the more expensive feasts, just because it uses its essence as well, and the other ones don't, which is a bit peculiar. But it will cost you soup, a lingering essence, herbal tea, and honey. Honey you can get from beehives. Herbal tea, I'll show you where that is. Herbal tea is learned from the Lands of the Dead. You need specialist cooking free, and you can learn it in this little building right here. You pretty much go in here, you grab the book down there, and then you learn it, and that will give you herbal tea. So this area is just here on the map right here. And when you reach level 60, you can learn an additional thing in your religions. This is the Blessed Ankh, and you can learn the staff. This staff is really nice. I like this staff quite a lot. The Blessed Ankh, basically it's a better ankh with better durability. It doesn't give anything extra than that, just a bit more durability. It'll be worth getting if you're trying to get the actual god out of this religion to spawn and stuff for PvP. Staff will cost you star metal bars, which will probably be the hardest part of this all for the craft. And it will give you 51 health damage, 9% armor pen, and it has that extra reach there. I really like the handling of it. It's a nice looking weapon as well. It does this job. I'll just show you it in combat here with this lady right here. So there we got the heavy attack. And then we're just gonna... Here's a light attack. There we go. That's pretty much all the items in here that you can have. My favourite definitely being the staff here. Just because of that reach, and you can build it and you can repair it pretty easily. Summon the gods and it will make things cheaper and craft faster in the long run in your temple. Now there's a couple of places you can get a MITRA priest, and one of these places would be the cave. You'll find this cave right here on the map, just here before the crocodile boss pit, which is just down there, so you can go there. And pretty much this is like a little settlement of exiles that will live in here. And you want to go all the way in into the back of the cave. I brought a torch because I couldn't really see. There we go, load it in. It's full of exiles, so do be careful, and nothing much good in here for taming. It's just things you can chop up really in here, so if you're looking for extra essence, then this is probably a great place to go and get it. And you want to be ignoring these, and you'll actually be wanting to come to the back here where you can find your priest. Now we have a high priest here at the moment. He's doing his he's doing his MITRA stuff, and you can knock about and tame him and then stick him in an altar. Another place you can go, which doesn't include any scary, creepy looking altar-y things, is over here, and we're about here on the map. It's another area, temple area, and this one will always have a priest in it and stuff like that. And he's just sitting here. It's way easier to get to. He can spawn any of the priests, normal, high, arc priest. But this is your probably your best chance area of getting one. It is guarded by a couple of exiles again, but no, it's right here. And once you got your archpriest and you've got enough zeals to make the true name of MITRA, this will give you the avatar. Now the avatar is probably not the greatest god out of all of them, but he is still pretty sweet and will do damage. So we're just going to spawn him now. And here is MITRA. He's an absolutely huge monstrosity. And he's just smashing everything. You have a rhino boss down here. Hang on, let me just we can stamp on him. I don't know how much that would do, but he's very angry. He definitely creates some destruction. His attacks are pretty slow. You got that front foot attack. This rhino does not want to leave me alone. Oh wow, that rhino actually died. 2 stamps of MITRA and that rhino boss is down. There we go. He absolutely will clean this. Pretty cool god, not gonna lie. And there's the aftermath, here we go. One dead rhino boss. Wow. That is a very dead rhino boss. Nice free key out of that one. That's great. No, that's all we got to talk about with MITRA. It's quite a handy utility kind of religion, and I like it. It's an easy one to do. So thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.